All right, Mom. What did you cook? Or what are you cooking?
I'm going to make Italian chicken tenders baked in the oven. I have chicken tenders, butter. I'm going to dip them in breadcrumbs that I've added basil, oregano, and Parmesan cheese to. And it's a pretty simple process.
So you go from wet to dry, correct?
From wet to dry, absolutely. Absolutely. Always being very careful when you work with chicken.
Absolutely. You don't want to mess around with chicken.
Okay, and then...
And in terms of coat, what are we looking at? Are we looking at that, or should everybody coat it a little thicker or lighter?
Well, you can cook it lighter, you can cook it thicker. I like breadcrumbs, some people like panko.
Right.
You pretty much can use, I've even made it where I've smashed Ritz crackers, and that comes out really delicious. So you can really coat it in anything that you want, much to your liking.
You can see a very heavy coat on that. That's good.
Yes.
That's gonna be major flavor right there.
Absolutely. And if you like it with a little bit of heat, you can add a little hot sauce to your butter mixture, which would really be delicious.
Oh man. I guess you could add Nashville hot chicken seasoning to this, but I think that'd be too hot,
Well,
right?
I'll tell you, if that's what you're going to use, you're talking about the tiniest amount because it tends to be extremely hot.
Right, you don't want to blow steam off your head.
No. So you're talking about truly a pinch of it.
And these are chicken breasts or chicken thighs?
These are chicken tenders, which I find to be much more... They just come out better. I don't know. Sometimes the chicken cutlets can be a little tough. These are fail-proof. They always come out good.
Now, there's a strong debate between white meat and dark meat. What do you prefer?
I happen to like chicken thighs. But I do like chicken breast as well. But my favorite, if I had to pick one, would be a chicken thigh.
Yeah, and I guess... My favorite would be white meat, only because dark meat to me is kind of fatty, and I don't like that too much.
It is, but that makes it more tender. See, the more fat you have, the more tender the meat will be.
Correct.
So, it's really a personal preference. Usually, when you're talking about a chicken breast, it involves some bones. But whatever you like.
And you always have to be careful with that because mainly you go to the store and you pick up a packet of chicken and you'll be like, oh, this is boneless. And you find a bone, you're eating a bone like 45 minutes later. You don't want to be doing that. That's crazy.
I'll tell you, my secret is to befriend the butcher. If you befriend your local butcher, you can pretty much be assured of always getting exactly what you're looking for. Now, once these are all breaded, and I'm almost done here actually, I'll show you a couple of tricks that I do, and then they'll go in the oven at 400 degrees for 20 minutes.
Which I'll show you right here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see very well.
Don't overcook them because then they are dry. You need 20 minutes at 400 degrees. That's all you need.
And that's kind of like the baseline of it, right?
Absolutely. Now, clearly you can see that I have way more breadcrumb in here than I need.
Right.
And I also have a little leftover butter in my bowl. So what I do is I make almost like a topping.
Ooh.
And just to use all of that butter that's in that pan.
And the oil would soak up all the breadcrumb.
Absolutely.
It's almost when you try to stuff a pepper. It's almost like that consistency.
Or in artichokes, when I make my artichokes.
Ooh.
And then what I do is I just slightly sprinkle on top. And
look
it just
at
adds
that.
A little extra flavor to what you're making here. This is pretty much a staple for Italian cuisine. Especially coming from Brooklyn, New York.
The Italian capital of the United States.
I have to agree with you on that. The pizza capital of the United States. There are people who will argue with me about that. But
there's an avenue named Arthur Avenue, and I don't have the camera equipment to take you down there to shoot one video, but You guys would love it on the channel.
Arthur Avenue is in the Bronx, and it's a pretty extraordinary place if you ever get to visit it.
They have every meat you can ever imagine. It's crazy.
Okay, folks, so that's it. This will go in the oven, 400 degrees for 20 minutes.
Let me see if I can do it. Oh, yeah, perfect. I can do that one.
And one more little trick that I do is I grate some Parmesan cheese and just drizzle it all on top here like this. And it makes a huge difference in the flavor and the texture.
And when you're biting that cheese, the flavor is right there.
It's delicious.
You kind of get an umami flavor like that.
Yes, it's delicious. Okay, well, when we pull it out, we'll show you the results.
Yeah, let's see it go in the oven. Now, you always want to be safe and make sure you have gloves. And my mom's a professional, so she doesn't have to wear any gloves.
Thanks for that, but I'm not sure about that.
But we'll talk to you in 20 minutes.